Today is very auspicious day, Padmini Ekadashi. Within Purushotam month, we are observing two Vratas, Purushotam Vrata and Ekadashi Vrata. You will find in that Ekadashi Mahatmya, that is Karmakand section, there was one king. He could not get a son. Then he was doing many austerities and charity, even worshipping Krishna, everything, but still could not get son. And his body also became very, because of austerity, very thin. And then wife, she was very chaste. Then she went to Anasuya, one devotee of Krishna, and asked her what is to be done. He's worshipping but not getting. Then Anasuya said, you have to observe Ekadashi, fasting, this Padmini. This wife's name is Padmini, queen. So they observed this Ekadashi properly, and then Krishna appeared to Padmini and he said, I'm very satisfied because you observe this Ekadashi. This Purushotam month is most dear to me, and Ekadashi also is most dear. So if one will fast on this Ekadashi, it will be like fasting on all Ekadashis. Fruit you will get. So what you want? Then she said, you fulfill the desire of my husband. Then he requested for a son, then Krishna blessed. And he gave some specifics, what kind of son should be. Then Krishna said, okay, you will get, and he got. And ultimately, they also went to Golok. So in Karma Kanda, this sort of impetus is given for some worldly things so that people will be inspired to follow Ekadashi, those who are in Karma Kanda. But devotees, they will observe Ekadashi only for satisfaction of Krishna. It is one kind of devotional limb practice, one of the most important one. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered Sanatana Goswami to write it, and Sanatana Goswami wrote that on Ekadashi day one has to give up all kinds of enjoyments, all kinds of sinful activities, and with all good qualities, means with devotion, he should remain near Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. That is possible only through service. The one thing is we have to observe fasting according to our eligibility, and to serve Krishna mainly by chanting his name congregationally with devotees or individually and other forms. So Mahaprabhu showed by his own example, he was observing Ekadashi with his own all personal sources. They would whole day and night, they would congregationally chant holy names of Krishna for his satisfaction. So in this way we have to observe. And we are also observing Purushotam Vrata. We are hearing the glories of Purushotam month. Yesterday we heard that Grihasta, how he should live, truthful and merciful and not commit violence, and all this we heard yesterday. Then Narad asked Narayan, O Lord, please describe something of the qualities and activities of a chaste wife in general, and of she who offers auspicious assistance to her husband in his performance of Purushotam Vrata. Lord Narayan replied, O Narada, please listen carefully. I will now describe in general some of the good qualities of a chaste wife. whether one's husband is beautiful or ugly, has all good qualities or all bad, is either healthy or diseased, peaceful or angry in nature, a drunkard, illiterate, or well-educated. A chaste wife should pay proper respect to her husband and other superiors like her mother-in-law, father-in-law, etc. She should cooperate with her husband in the performance of all sorts of religious and pious activities. She should save something from their family's daily expenses for future emergencies. An ideal wife should be very intelligent in the performance of her daily duties and her dealings with family members. She should not give anything in charity to relatives or other people without the knowledge of her husband. She should not speak to any man other than her husband in a private place. All of the above principles should be followed by a woman who desires to be chaste. Lord Narayan then continued, there is no one more worshipable for a wife than her husband. By pleasing her husband, a woman achieves all perfection. Among men and demigods, one's husband is most worshipable for a chaste woman. Once upon a time, goddess Parvati worshipped Purushotam on the advice of her husband, Lord Shiva. She then asked her revered husband, what is the best thing to give in charity to conclude one's worship of Purushotam successfully? Lord Shiva replied that one should fill a bell metal pot with 30 malpuras and then bind the pot with 7 new threads. To conclude the Purushottam VRATA successfully, one should give this bell metal pot to a worthy Brahmana. If someone is very rich, he or she should give 30 such pots in charity to 30 qualified Brahmanas. Hearing these instructions from Lord Shiva, Goddess Parvati became very happy. She concluded her Purushottam VRATA by giving 30 bell metal pots full of malpuras to 30 qualified Brahmanas, and in this way became successful in observing her Purushottam VRATA. Sutta Goswami then continued, this is in Karma Kanda, in following Varna Ashram Dharma. But there is also that verse in Srimad Bhagavatam, and there are examples, that if someone cannot save you from death, that is means cannot liberate you, that is possible only by devotion to Krishna, then you are not to oblige to follow or to accept guru, demigod, husband, brother, then in this way many are there, relative, father, mother, all this. If they give any obstruction to your devotion, then you are not obliged to follow them. You have to give due respect, but not to worship them or follow them if they give obstruction to devotion. if they are not against devotion, then it is okay. So here it is meant if husband may be bad character, but if they are together, they are doing religious principles, then it is okay. But you have examples in Shastra, those wives of those Brahmins who were obstructing the service of Krishna, they had to reject the orders of those husbands and went to serve Krishna. In that way, they are not breaking their religion of chastity because they are fulfilling higher dharma, higher religion. And in that way, their husbands also became benefited. And you know, Bali Maharaj, he rejected the order of his guru, Shukracharya, when he obstructed his service to Baman Bhagavan. He said you should not give him donation. And Bali Maharaj did not follow. He gave that service, and in this way Shukracharya also was benefited, his guru. And Prahlad Maharaj rejected his father's order to give up worship of Vishnu. And Parashuram killed his own mother because Guru ordered. She was also obstructing the service. And Bharat Maharaj, he rejected his mother Kaikeyi because she, due to bad association, she gave that. She wanted those boons that Ramchandra should be banished to forest, so he rejected mother. And King Katvanga, he rejected all the demigods when he came to know they are not able to liberate him from death. Only Vishnu can do. He immediately rejected them and went to take shelter of Vishnu and got ultimate benefit. So this we have to see in this context also. For those who are following Shastra, this is also there. Devotion to Krishna is highest priority, highest duty. Anything favorable for that can be accepted. Anything unfavorable should be rejected. In this way, we are properly following Shastra. Sutta Goswami then continued to relate this discussion between Lord Narayan and Narad Ji to the sages of Naimisharanya. He said, O Brahmanas, the great sage Narad Muni became very pleased by hearing all about Purushottam month from Lord Narayan. He paid his obeisances again and again to him and began to speak. Oh, this Purushottam month is the best of all months. It is the best of all kinds of vratas and austerities. Even if one just hears the glories of Purushottam month faithfully, he will achieve devotional service to the Supreme Lord Purushottam, and all of his sinful reactions will be immediately nullified. And one who performs the whole vrata and worships Purushottam month properly will achieve unlimited merit and thus attain Golok. Narad Muni then told Lord Narayan, O Lord, now I am fully satisfied, and my heart and my mind are completely in bliss. Therefore, I do not need to hear anything more on this topic. All glories to you. After so explaining these glories of Purushottam month, Srila Sutta Goswami asked permission from the assembled sages to take their leave, bath in the Ganges, and perform his other regular duties. They gratefully agreed, and he then paid them his humble obeisances and went to the Ganges. The sages of Naimisharanya then spoke among themselves. Oh, this sacred Purushotam month is most glorious, and its history is ancient. It is so merciful that it fulfills all a devotee's desires, just like a desire tree. How glorious is Purushotam month. Thus ends the glories of Purushotam month as recorded in Brihanaradiya Puran. So you see, that is why one of the limbs of our VRATA is to daily hear the glories of Purushotam month. But in our mat, because there is so much explanation, they will read that article of Bhaktivinoda Thakur for whole month, or if they will finish earlier, then again they will start from beginning, because they have so much explanation. And from different, I once heard from Acharya Maharaj, so from different scriptures he will give some examples to prove that, and then again. So from tomorrow I will just read that verse which Krishna is telling to Narayan when Narayan brought Purushottam month, that time no name month, to Krishna, and she submitted to him. Then Krishna blessed that month, and he said, from now on you are the best. I am giving all my power, so that I will read that verse and translation till the end of this Purushottam month, so that we observe this rule to hear the glories of Purushottam month daily. And now we will also have more time to focus on these prayers of Brahma. Yesterday we heard that verse. I read the explanation by disciples of Swami Maharaj. The verse was, my Lord, just see my uncivilized impudence. To test your power, I try to extend my illusory potency to cover you, the unlimited and primeval super soul, who bewilder even the masters of illusion. What am I compared to you? I am just like a small spark in the presence of a great fire. Now Brahma realized his actual position in relation to Krishna, because by the grace of Krishna he could realize that Krishna is Supreme Lord and Brahma is his eternal servant. So here, direct commentary by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Brahma expresses his repentance in this verse. Rather than performing devotional activities, Brahma thinks he has simply committed a great offense to Krishna. The word Arya means a wise or worthy person. Brahma said, O Lord, see my Anaryam. That is opposite to Aryan or Arya, that is noble, wise, worthy. O Lord, see my Anaryam, my contemptible behavior and foolishness. You may give suitable punishment or forgiveness. Otherwise, persons like me will commit further impropriety. So some reaction must be there so that we can get rectification by punishment or forgiveness. Sometimes forgiveness will also work to rectify a person. Once there was one thief came to our Mayapur mat, and devotees, they caught him and they wanted to beat him. Turyashari Maharaj was one of those. The time Brahmachari, we heard from him. Then when we wanted to beat him, then Parangurudev came and asked what is the matter, what is going on. And the thief was afraid. Then Parangurudev forgave him. And he told to brahmacharis not to beat him. Turyashi Maharaj told, our Gurudev did not allow us to beat him. He forgave him, but that forgiveness also changed the character of that thief. When he felt that mercy, so that is why here Brahma is telling, I did wrong. So either you punish me or you forgive me, so that in future I will not do anymore such. That is why also our Parangurudev, in Pranam Mantra you will find Kama Guna Avataraya. He is the avatar or embodiment of forgiveness. Our Gurudev also told, there was one brahmachari, he came to our mat in Assam, then, but he was good sevak, he did all services and also playing mridanga and singing songs, but he had one drawback, he was short-tempered nature, means easily becoming angry and violent. So the brahmacharis were disturbed and they complained against Parangurudev, means complained against him to Parangurudev, and he said, okay, I will speak with him. You try to tolerate, I will speak with him. Then he spoke with him, and our Gurudev told that Parangurudev took 1 hour time to very affectionately explain to him in privately, gave so many explanations from Gita and from everywhere that this is not good, angry, with full affection he was explaining, and that brahmachari said, yes, I know I have this bad quality, somehow I cannot control, yes, I know it is bad, I will try like this. Then it was okay for some time, but that one time again he became very angry. Something happened. Then he became very angry and took that cutter and cut one tree there inside the mat. And again, others, they were disturbed. Then they again complained. And again, Parangurudev took time. He called him and explained to him, it is not good. He said, yes, I tried, but I could not control, but I cut that tree. I did not cut anyone. I cut that tree only. Parangurudev said, that is also not good, and they are all afraid. Maybe you will do something. So again, Parangurudev was explaining him, taking time with great affection, and he was, yes, I will try. But brahmacharis, they were thinking that Parangurudev is supporting him. He is not listening to us. He is supporting him. So when they start to speak like that, then that is not good for them. Like when someone was speaking about Ramachandra, you remember in Ramayana, Sita was brought back to Ayodhya from Ravana. So one time in Ayodhya, one man was quarreling with his wife, and he told her, you go away. I will not maintain you. I am not like Ramachandra, who can accept Sita again after she was in the house of, maybe that was also somewhere else. I am not like Ramachandra, who can accept his wife after she was staying 1 year with a demon. But she was tested, that she was chased by fire and everything. So when this was there, so it was duty of Ramachandra to reject Sita in order to keep dignity, and that people should not, that is king's duty. That was a great pain, but he had to sacrifice because their ethical principles have highest. So here also Parangurudev heard, they are wrongly saying, he's supporting. Then Parangurudev called everyone in the room, that Brahmachari and others. Our Gurudev was also there. And Parangurudev started crying, full crying, because already before he told to other Brahmacharis, he came after many births in other species. Now he got this human birth, and by Sukriti he came to worship Supreme Lord. How I can reject him? How I can send him out? Because they were telling you, tell him to go home. We cannot. Then Parangurudev said, I will speak with him. You tolerate. It takes some time for a person to change. So you tolerate, be patient, and I'm explaining to him. But then Parangurudev was crying, fully crying. Our Gurudev told, I saw the ocean of compassion. Our Gurudev told, we are singing that song, Ohe Vaishnava Thakura Doyara Sagara. Doyara Sagar, ocean of mercy. Ocean is unlimited. So, unlimited mercy. Gurudev said, we are singing that song, but I saw that in our Gurudev. Doyara Sagar. He was crying. And then he explained to that Brahmachari, actually, they don't want you to stay here. So it is my request to you, you please go back to your house, but don't stop worshipping Supreme Lord. You are a very good person. You go on worshipping Supreme Lord. And he gave all instructions and crying. So in this way, they are of different category. They really have actual compassion. Compassion in the sense of they want to bring jivas to Krishna for his service. That is actual compassion. Only to give food, clothes, medicine, that thing is something, but that is temporary. Actual compassion means this. And he was trying so much out of compassion for the jivas and to satisfy Krishna. They are doing this service to Krishna. They want to bring jivas to Krishna, and they are ready to tolerate and forgive and everything. So forgiveness is such quality which will rectify others. Brahma continued, what was my bad conduct? You are my father and the source of everything. Yet I offended you when you were enjoying lunch with your friends in the forest. That is even more disturbing. Like some here in West, they say even dog likes peace when he's eating. So if you disturb someone who is eating, that is more offense than otherwise. So you have, yes, I offended you when you were enjoying lunch with your friends in the forest. What was my foolishness? You have immeasurable powers, and you are the soul of all souls, Paramatmani. Revealing my foolishness, I misused my position to commit an offense against you. I have shown the ultimate foolishness in attempting to mystify you who bewilder even the masters of illusion. I desire to see your powers by invoking my powers of illusion. But beside you, I am as insignificant as a spark emanating from a huge fire. So now Brahma realized his position. Oh, sorry, I have to open from next verse. Atah kshama svachuta me rajo bhuvo hyajanatas tvat pritak isha maninah aja va lepandatamo dha chakshusha esho nukampyo mai natavan iti. Therefore, O infallible Lord, kindly excuse my offenses. I have taken birth in the mode of passion and am therefore simply foolish, presuming myself a controller independent of your lordship. My eyes are blinded by the darkness of ignorance, which causes me to think of myself as the unborn creator of the universe. But please consider that I am your servant and therefore worthy of your compassion. In here, the disciples of Sai Maharaj, in his commentary, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains that Brahma wanted to present the following argument to the Lord. My dear Lord, because I have acted so badly, I certainly deserve to be punished. On the other hand, because I am so ignorant, you should consider me an innocent fool and be merciful to me. Thus, although I deserve both punishment and forgiveness, I humbly beg you to exercise tolerance in this matter and simply forgive me and show me your mercy. The word Natavan indicate that Lord Brahma wanted to humbly remind Lord Krishna that he was, after all, Brahma's father and master and should therefore forgive the unfortunate transgression of his humble servant. Every conditioned soul, whether he be Lord Brahma or an insignificant ant, falsely identifies himself with the material world and in this way forgets his eternal relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord Brahma, because of his prestigious position as the cosmic creator, also tends to identify himself as the Lord of this world, and thus he sometimes forgets his position as an insignificant servant of the Supreme Lord. Now, by Lord Krishna's mercy, this false identification is being rectified, and Lord Brahma is remembering his constitutional position as the eternal servant of God. So here Brahma is praying for forgiveness, because I am your son. So we have relation. So you please forgive me. And here also it is mentioned, although we know that Brahma here played the pastime of being in illusion, that anyone who be Lord Brahma, when he is not a devotee or an insignificant ant, everyone here identifies with matter. So, and he is not aware of his eternal relationship with Krishna. When we are in false ego, then naturally we are not in real ego. When we come to realize real ego, that we are eternal servants of Krishna, then you will have no any identification with matter in this world, and therefore you will be actually humble. This Trinadapi Sunichana means not having any worldly ego, gross or subtle. Because grass is the lowest creature anyone can step on it, and it will go down, but when you step off, again she will rise. Means I am someone. But devotee on Nishta platform, he will know himself as eternal servant of Krishna, not of this world, anything. Immediately when you identify with matter, there is some vanity is there, and you are having enjoying spirit, some position. And of course of Brahma, that first created being and supreme created being, what to speak of him. So he tried to bewilder Krishna, because he thought he's an ordinary human being. Why they are giving such? Why they are saying he's Bhagavan? No, it is impossible. But now, by the grace of Krishna, he got revelation, and also he realized himself in relation to Krishna. So he's requesting for forgiveness. I'm your eternal servant. You are my father. I'm coming from you. Please forgive me. You may remember some weeks back when we were hearing from Srila Brihad Bharati Maharaj, I was asking about forgiveness. He told actually until you come to that platform of spiritual vision, you are unable to forgive in reality, because only when you see all in relation to one truth, Supreme Lord, then only you will be able to forgive. Like when sometimes teeth, by mistake, they cut the tongue. So because they are both of the same body, there is forgiveness. But unless you see oneness and how we are all related to one Supreme Lord, now we are thinking I am from this country, that country is, they are my enemies. They are not killing their own people or own family, because that is mine. And that is you and yours, or my country, friend and enemy, like this. But once you can realize that we are all actually related to Supreme Lord, then you cannot have any violence to anyone, and also you can have that forgiveness. Anyone can commit mistake, but because you will see in relation to Krishna, you can have real, actual forgiveness. But without that spiritual realization, you may outwardly say, yes, I forgive you, but inside you will be angry and wanting to take revenge. But only when you are in spiritual realization and seeing how everything is related properly, eternally to Krishna, then you can actually have real forgiveness, like to your own family member, like this. You cannot have violence. So tomorrow we'll hear further.